Morning Live.
Morning, Leanne.
Minister,
morning to the listeners.
How do we miss 5 deadlines to submit reports to the UN on children's rights? How does something like this happen?
Well, Leanne, I think I have only been in this department for a year, and I ensured that I prioritized the reports on children, and I have compiled the 2 reports and submitted them to Cabinet, and I have written to the United Nations, and they agreed that we put together these reports with the report that is due next year as a consolidated report for South Africa. Yeah. So I believe we have addressed that issue with the United Nations, and we're definitely on time to submit the next report, which is due in 2013.
You know, it just almost strengthens the case for those that believe that South Africa does not take children's rights seriously. We look at child prostitution, we look at child pornography. They're all matters of grave concern. How do you address a perception, like I say, the department not taking children's rights seriously?
Yes, the department is taking children's rights seriously. For instance, the president himself launched this week's Child Protection Week, and on Monday we were in Soweto. We were discussing with adolescents and children, because we believe children should also be empowered to protect themselves against these abuses. Today we are launching a special project, the online child safety program with Google and many other programs like Mixit, like Facebook, and so on. And the department has been involved in a number of campaigns, including the 16 days of no violence against women and children. The department has launched a national council against gender-based violence that will be led by the Deputy President himself. And we are already working with stakeholders, various NGOs and organizations in the campaign to fight violence against women and children. Yeah. And we are saying this must be a 365 days national action plan, not just 16 days. And on Sunday, with the Department of Social Development, we will be in Qwaqwa, because we are saying even in the rural areas, we have to reach out there and fight this scourge of child abuse and violence against women and children.
You know, it seems that your department and the government is doing everything in its power to put the right legislation and policies in place. But the problem always seems to be the implementation challenges. What is causing this? Why can we not just bring this legislation in?
Yes, that is true. Leanne, we have had over the years, in fact, since 1994, very good programs and very good pieces of legislation. The Child Justice Act is in place, the Children's Act, the Child Safety Act. But what we're saying now is there has been a huge backlog in terms of implementation. This is why the President has launched this new ministry for women, children, and people with disabilities. And our role is not delivery or service delivery, but our role is to monitor implementation of all these government programs, including by different national departments, but also provinces and our municipalities. So we're hoping that in the coming few years, we'll be able to follow up on government departments, on provinces, and also our municipalities. But we're also monitoring what the private sector has to do, because we are not going to be able, alone as government, to fight the scourge.
Minister, unfortunately, such an important issue, and we have to leave it on that note. But thank you for coming in, and please do keep up the fight for women, children, and of course the disabled in South Africa. Lulu Tingwana, and she heads up the ministry that supports these category of people.